Welcome to the MVP show. I'm your host, Ron G. With me, as always, my good friend and counterpart, Diego. We have a ton to unpack today, guys. I want to touch on an important new update. The Jensen Beach Card Show, our next date, June 6th. Of course, we're proud to be a sponsor. With me on the show today, two of my favorite vendors, sponsors of the previous show. We have Cesar from Imperial Pullz and his lovely wife, Vanessa from the Magic Vault. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Proud to have you here. So we've got a plan. Diego and I obviously just spent 3 days in Phoenix. We were at the Topps Industry Summit. So we've been bombarded with 3 days with information, knowledge, product, et cetera. So here's the take that I have. Before we get into the new stuff, and I know by now you guys have seen previews, they're all over the internet. Coming into this moment, what were your feelings as a vendor, as a collector? What were you feeling about the changeover?
So, to be fully honest, obviously, we were so used to Panini having the license and a lot of great products. Obviously, we have Flawless, we had NT, we had Prison, which also obviously was so iconic.
Yep.
Truly, I could say most of collectors were kind of like on an iffy situation where they're not fully trust
Absolutely.
the change. But with the things that we have been seeing, like you said, it's all over the internet.
Yep.
I feel like that mentality might just take a big swing.
So for guys like me and Diego, we were in the room. So we already know, and I'm not going to divulge too much. We'll get into it more in the show, but it's just heat. It's just monster stuff. Gorgeous stuff that from the collector in me, I'm thinking to myself, how do I get my hands on this stuff? So I appreciate the candidness because, I know for us, we felt the same way too. It's like, holy cow, how's this going to go? It's going to be a monster changeover. So give me an idea from what you've seen. I know you and I shared a little bit about Topps Chrome football. So give me an idea from what you saw, and we got some cues on the screen for this show. I know dudes are already putting bounties on this guy.
Yeah, there's over $100,000 bounty.
I saw 100. I saw 150. Now
I might not be able to disclose this one.
Okay.
But I do have a very good friend of mine who's a big buyer on the hobby. He has a bounty for $500,000 on that and his true superfractor.
Yeah. See, now that I can understand. Because him and I, Diego, were talking, right? We were discussing, and we see a guy putting up, oh, I'm going to pay $100,000 for this. And it's like, dude,
it's way too cheap.
This is like a $500,000 card. Why even bother throwing it up? And it's a publicity stunt. Guys are throwing out these big numbers.
Shout out to my boy S.
Oh, we got shout outs.
He knows who he is.
S.
Oh, I know who it is now.
Yes,
So
big name on the hobby.
Looking at the card. I mean, here's the first thing. I mean, everybody loves player worn.
Yes, of course.
Right? So you got the NFL shield. He's got the one of one inscription on there. He signed it with his number. This is just like a monster card.
It is.
So
it's a six-figure card.
Here's what I love about this, right? So it has this insert with the patch. Then it has the regular one-of-one card,
which is the true
superfractor. Then there's a premier patch.
Yep.
I mean, the product
that
is just
worn his first game.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm telling you, like, realistically, after what we saw, I'm telling you, collectors' mind will definitely be changed. It's mind-blowing, the fact that obviously that's the question that we all had.
Yep.
It's like, is Topps going to be able to fulfill Panini's shoes? With what they just did, or what they planning to continue to doing, I think they're going to blow it out.
They're gonna blow it away. Sitting there watching, we watched T-Mac from the Panthers. He showed up, signed his premier patch live on stage. But we're talking about like the high-end stuff, right? There's the high-end stuff in the product. If you look throughout the product, give me an idea, Diego, from your memory. I remember the frozen refractors. There's value
because
Throughout.
there's only, I believe, 5 of those.
Yep.
To me, the one that really stood out was the Tecmo from back in, what was it, the 80s, 90s, the football game.
Yes, they're doing throwbacks.
You saw that. The
There's gonna
Tecmo
be-
Bowl
there's gonna be-
insert?
Yeah, the Tecmo
It's
Bowl. There's
just
going to be
crazy.
non-autographed supers and autographed supers, and they've got some big signees. Josh Allen's in there. A lot of the rookies are in there, and the cards just look absolutely stupendous.
What was so there was the case hits.
The Kaijus are gonna be the
Kaijus.
brand
Yeah,
new ones, and
Kaijus.
those are exclusive to football. They're not putting them in
I
any
like-
other product at the moment.
Just
You saw the
gorgeous
Mahomes of
artwork.
that card?
I saw Mahomes.
Oof.
We saw a whole bunch that we took pictures of. We posted them up earlier.
Are they doing super fractors of those?
They are.
They're numbered, yeah.
Oh my god.
So they're numbered, right? So in looking at those cards, and like just to go back to what you were saying earlier, because we felt the same way. What is this going to look like? How are they going to replace the Kaboom,
Gold downtowns.
etc. Right?
One gold vinyls.
So if you look at a Kaboom and it's that foil,
yeah.
whatever, it's
The
very
helixes
basic.
are in there. I think I saw a Tom Brady on the Bucks helix, which I don't think he's had anything with the Bucks with tops yet.
No,
license?
which is what I was saying. Like,
Yeah.
there's big names that will come with tops. Like,
Yep.
we have not seen a LeBron James license auto for
Right.
basketball
Here we go.
since early 2009.
3, 9, yeah.
It sounds like we just segued out of football already. We're going to transition
I'm
into
just saying,
And
like, there's
into
like
the
Caesar's a big
basketball.
a lot of names.
That's why he's on the show, buddy.
Caesar's a big basketball guy.
That's why we brought him
It's
in.
like
But
there's,
if
like,
you take a peek behind you,
Brady.
that is out of Cosmic Chrome, which drops this month.
April 29th, and all of the signatures
This
in
is
that
what
set
goes
will be
back.
on card, all of them,
That's
Oh,
what
wow.
goes back to it. Now,
including all the SP chases, the planetary chase. I mean, Unreal.
Every card in this set is
It's
on card auto. Every card, no
which
sticker.
which is what true collectors want. We want on-card autographs.
how
We
many
don't want
basketball
sticker
products
autos.
existed prior to this that had exclusive on cards? I mean, outside of extreme high-end flawless and
Flawless.
NT.
Yeah, but we're talking about a $30,000 box that if you don't hit that card, you cooked. You threw your money away.
And what I found was very interesting. They said 1 in 3 boxes will feature an autograph.
Yeah.
So for Cosmic, those are pretty good odds.
That is pretty good odds.
Yeah, but
No,
all of the
that-
boxes have
At least 2
At least
SPs,
2
a
inserts.
nucleus.
correct in every box,
Not only
but
that,
auto every third box.
that's going to bring a lot of back. Like, obviously, we all know this is a generational talent.
Yep.
Absolutely.
This is
But the
a
whole
guy-
class,
yes,
this year. I mean, Canoe
talking about-
and Cooper Flag,
those are the new guys.
Queen, Harper.
For him, we never got a license auto one by Yamaha.
No.
So this will be your first true license auto.
Look
You-
how well
You're
the
also
Topps
going to have
Chrome
LeBron.
autograph.
The reason I brought this up, you brought up the last time we had LeBron auto. So LeBron autos are going to be live
License.
Yes.
Again.
and
first
licensed.
time.
Correct.
In like,
So there's actually
15
one on
years.
Fanatics Collect right now from Flagship.
Yep.
The 101
yes.
Yeah, the
is
Topps
up
lot.
there
They already hit the
and,
super five.
and being
Topps Chrome.
So-
and being bid on.
You
Something
might-
really
you might see
cool
my
that
name
Topps
popping around
mentioned
it.
yesterday. Any big card might end up being a redemption solely for the fact that once it's redeemed, if the card is deemed under a PSA 8, they will fix it.
I've
Yep.
heard that.
And I think that's a tremendous thing
that's
that they're
a
doing.
game changer
Yes.
right there, because we all know as collectors, we get a
Yeah.
redemption card. We expect that to be flawless.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, you're getting a card from factory, sealed.
Yep.
It should be
I mean,
in
the-
mint conditions.
The Cooper Flag Paperdasha from Sapphire, I believe, is graded a PSA 7.
Yes.
So, I mean, that shouldn't happen.
Just to
That's a
tie it
grail
in,
card.
Just to tie it in, not only with the redemptions, so they're tying in Fanatics Live to Fanatics Collect. So in the past, you had to scratch off your card,
Yes.
Put it
enter
onto
your
the
code,
website,
and you wait for it to get
weighted.
shipped.
Yep.
What they've done now is you can automatically, so it'll be saved in your vault, and you're going to receive digitally your card immediately where it's transactable.
Right.
So you can
sell
redeem
it
your
ahead
card.
You
of
can sell it
time,
right away before
It's
it
in
gets
your
to you.
vault.
Yep.
You
That's
got a
another game
digital
changer.
copy of the card.
and you can grade it.
Those are the curbles right there, baby.
Yeah.
Those are big, small steps that make big
That
difference.
that was the big change. So in being around the hobby for as long as I have, and the big difference between companies, obviously we've had an account with them, the attention to collectors and the collector experience is unparalleled. I've never seen anything like it, from the education and training they give us as shop owners to the care that they put into the creation of each product that is specifically tailored for all levels. So we're talking about the big stuff, right?
Yep.
But I want to bring it back a little bit.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Well, the way I want to bring it back is two things. Number one, we kind of glazed over with Chrome. There's a buyback program.
Yep.
So that buyback program that existed in baseball, where you bring the MVP cards in and they're good for store credit, that carries through their entire line of Chrome products. So they do that with football.
Yep.
They do it with basketball,
Soccer,
They're doing
baseball.
it with everything.
UFC, WWE, all the way down the line. So the care, and what that is that value where a collector, hey, you know, I hit base cards are worthless. They're not.
They're not.
You
Not
bring
worth $20
bring those
now.
in and you
Yeah.
want to put it toward singles in the showcase, knock yourself out. Good as cash.
So this year with Topps Chrome Football releasing next week on the 15th, they said, hey, we're not going to prevent the buyback, even though the season's happened. We know who the MVP is. There's not this mystery. They're acknowledging Matthew Stafford's cards. So base cards all
Yep.
the way through are going to be buybacks as soon as it goes live.
Nice.
So not only base, but I guess refractor.
All the
Refractors,
parallels.
Those will be $40. Sepias will be $40. All the
Yep.
smaller parallels that you can hit out of the blasters, the megas, those are all at least $40.
So I want to tie that back into the value and tie it into the new basketball, because the one I'm most excited about, I mean, obviously I'm excited about Chrome football, but the Bowman basketball. So
That's going to be a monster.
well, one of the issues, like if you look at baseball, for example, when draft comes out, it's hottest selling product. It's the guy's first card. Everybody wants the prospect cards.
First Bowman's is
Right. Now, with football and basketball, for some reason, it's, we don't like college. So they've addressed that. So what they've done, the pro rookie cards in the Bowman product are in with the
Pro
college
uni.
first.
And now
In
have your
Pro
Topps
Uni.
Chrome rookie and your
In the
Chrome
Bowman.
rookie, which is just like every other product now. Like baseball, you have your Bowman drops and the rookies are coming. You have your Topps Chrome. So those are two very sought after rookie cards.
yes.
And the way they configured the boxes, I think this year is a slam dunk, because in every hobby box you're getting two autos. One is going to be a college auto and one will be a pro auto.
Uni.
So you're guaranteed
Oh.
both types of autographs in a box, not to mention all the case hits. There's, I think, 5 or 6 case hits in the product.
The
You-
one I'm excited about. Is,
The animes.
Yeah.
The animes are gorgeous.
I think the spotlights are
slap.
the spotlights are.
I don't know if you
beautiful
saw
cards.
those yet.
Have you seen the
I've
spotlights?
never seen the
Oh,
spotlights.
buddy.
The spotlights
Wait
are
till you
nasty
see
too.
those.
They're kind of like clean slates, but only on a higher level.
It's a
basically
black
a
card,
spotlight.
There's a colored
Whoa.
spotlight based on the
blank
parallel.
slates.
So
The-
think about was it
Those were in Origin.
clean
blank
slate?
slate.
Yeah,
Blank
blank
slates
slates.
from Origin.
Yeah.
So they.
Instead of white, they're black.
They're just
And there's a
good
colored
looking cards.
spotlight on the player in an action shot.
Yeah.
So the 101 will have a
Those are
superfractor spotlight. Then there's the greens,
Okay.
the
Yes.
red.
That's sick.
It's incredible. They're the cleanest looking cards I think that they've ever made for case hits.
Alter egos or alter egos?
Alter
in there?
egos
in
are
Bowman?
in there. I don't know if they're in Bowman or,
Or
I think they're
Finest?
in Topps Chrome update. That's another one. Oops.
Oh,
That'll be
God.
coming out
They
later in the
decide not
year.
to sell Bowman?
We have to sell the Bowman. Topps Chrome Update Basketball is another set that's absolutely loaded. So they're just it's all fire product. But I want to stick with Bowman for a second, because my primary focus is on educating the new collector,
Yep.
right? And what I want to communicate is there's a product level. So we're talking mostly the hobby boxes.
Yeah.
There's value boxes, which
There's
are
mega
an
boxes.
entry level product, and there's mega boxes. So one of the
Hangers as
things,
well.
and hanger boxes, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things we didn't talk about, and it's important to talk about, are red rookies, right? So the
Yes.
red rookies, so the red rookies,
Yeah.
so they started in Bowman baseball, right? So say for example you hit a Chrome Nick Hertz, and it's got the red Bowman logo. So that card, if he wins Rookie of the Year, that's a $200 value card where he could trade that in fan cash
Correct. The
with
Fanatics.
Fanatics for $200 just by the guy winning the Rookie of the Year. If he holds the card and then the player goes on to win an MVP, it's now a $200 card. So he-
No, it's now a $500 card, so it doubles up.
I thought it was 2 to 4.
It might
to
be
4.
2, 4. but
Correct.
It keeps doubling as he
Keeps
wins.
doubling.
Yeah.
So it goes to 200 if he wins the first MVP. If he wins the second MVP,
And it's 1,000.
it goes up, and then if he's a Hall of Famer, it's like a $1,000 or $1,500 card. We'll post
talking
the
about
specific details.
Of a base car.
Yeah, a red.
Who has the
Well,
red
it's a nice
with a
looking
red
card.
logo.
It's a refractor. It's a different looking rookie
color,
card.
like it's probably like an SP card.
No,
Big deal.
it's
Well,
not.
if it's
yeah.
anything like Bowman last year, they ran I think 2 or 3 per box. But
So
there's
it's not even
a
considered an
slate
SP.
of rookies, so you're not guaranteed getting Cooper Flag, for example, or Concanoopolis. But if you do hit it, one of them is going to win the Rookie of the Year. You got a $200 card right there, and I bet you if you grade that card, it's still going to maintain some value because it's a different version of his base. Well, not really, it's a refractor rookie card. So I think that'll still hold some value no matter which way you look at it, because both players are sought after.
Well, I mean, Con and Cooper right now, it's a toe-to-toe fight right
To
now.
toss
for
up.
rookie. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a coin flip right now. We
Well-
got a rookie who just beat the greatest shooter of all time, 3-point record as a rookie. And then you got a rookie who just did 100 points on 2 games who has been unheard of.
So here's the telltale. Here's how you find out who. So you're at a show, and you're presented Cooper Flags. You're presented Con Knipple. Which ones are you more interested in?
Who I'm buying.
Yeah, who are you more interested in buying?
So me, I'm a gambler. So I'm the type of person who I'm always going to buy both.
Okay.
I'm going to hold probably one of the 10 best cards that each of those rookie
Fair enough.
has.
So you're gonna hedge your bets.
Yes.
You're going with both.
I'm going to go both. 'Cause
Let's
no matter what,
flip the script a little bit then in that case. So the guy's only parting with one. He's offering you one or the other. You got 2 true oranges. You got a flag and a knipple, but he's only giving up one. Which one do you want?
I'll probably stick with flag.
Safer bet.
I don't want to say it's a safer bet. He's just Knipple is just a great shooter. Flag is it's a little more explosive of a player.
That's a perfect.
So a guy that
perfect
can
adjective.
drive the whole team and you build around versus a
Yes.
piece on a team.
Perfect
Yes.
adjective. Yep, absolutely. So with flag, here's one thing I always, Diego and I talk about all the time. Performance and statistics don't always equate to value in the hobby. I see a ton of good players, great
Hakeem the
players.
Dream.
Hakeem is one, even Freddie Freeman cards. Look at Freddie Freeman cards. The guy's consistently the best player in the league, and his cards should be worth, way more than what they are. So,
I did want to talk about the fan cash that you get. So a lot of people are like, what can I do with this money? And they took an initiative this year and they're building on it. I don't think this is the end of what you can do with this money. But not only can you spend it on Fanatics, so you can buy boxes, wax, you can buy jerseys. I mean, imagine you had 20, 30 of these Nick Hertz rookies last year and you redeemed them all for $200. Now you have all this cash sitting in there. In July, when Fanatics Fest is happening, you can actually use the fan cash from your wallet to go up to vendors, and you can use the fan cash to pay for singles and to pay for cards.
yeah, man.
If you want to spend money on buying chicken tenders and buy a $30 basket of chicken tenders and you don't want to spend your own money, you could use the fan cash. So, I mean, they're making that an entire currency. I don't think that
Actual
should be
currency.
overlooked. It's a currency. And
It
at
is.
anything
Well, I mean-
Fanatics, I mean, imagine going to a vendor and you had these 200 Nick Hertz cards. You collected them and you redeemed them all for $200. Now you see your Grail card. You go up to the vendor, he taps your QR code and he takes your fan cash. Fanatics pays him out and you get your card on the
Yeah,
spot. You didn't have to
Wow.
do anything.
Absolutely.
It is a currency within the hobby.
So safe
It's a
to
very smart.
safe to say, as a whole, your concerns
Are
walking
no
in.
longer there.
Beautiful.
My concerns were no
That's what
longer
we
there
wanna
as
hear,
soon
man.
as I start seeing the
That's
things
what
that
we
they
want to
were
hear.
doing.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
5
what we
or
wanna
6 case hits per product is, I
It
mean,
is unheard of.
that's crazy.
the amount, the quantity of quality hits in the product. But for me, what I love to see is the value boxes and the mega boxes. There's a ton of upside where kids have access to the product and they can chase stuff that they can hold, and that's going to increase in value for sure.
I mean-
Speaking of kids, we didn't talk about this. So wherever the NBA license travels, so whoever holds it, automatically gets NBA hoops. I didn't know this until yesterday.
Yeah.
So Topps is reinventing NBA hoops, and they promise that
Product.
they're not just the product.
The
They're not just going to
product, yeah.
make it the old Panini nonsense that they did. They're actually going to revamp it. They have a couple surprises that they weren't able to share with us yesterday. But I think that for an entry-level product for kids, because basketball is so darn expensive, kids very, very, very unlikely are able to go and buy a hobby box.
Yes.
Right.
Unless they save up for at least a year and then they're able to get into it. But now you're going to have a product that's completely revamped. There's going to be autographs. More than likely, they'll be on card as well. And you have an entry level product that kids can actually enjoy and get into the hobby with. I think that is a huge thing.
Yeah.
So,
I was going to tell you the fact that you said that they're guaranteeing, even if they guarantee at very least one case hit per product, the fact that they put in 4, 5, 6 of them is just,
there's so many.
it's
There's
just
so many
outrageous.
different
But
cards to chase.
I mean, I'm gonna say, because as a collector,
Yeah, man.
I'm not even gonna disclose how much money, because we're about to get divorced at one point.
Well,
over Flawless.
Sure.
So I'll be fully honest with you. We all know the expression of we all got Panini once.
Yeah.
We're expecting to get a case hit out of a case and never came. Never came because
Panini
obviously
many times
we have all been Panini
One to
many
nine.
times.
on average. Many times.
Yes. So the fact that they are guaranteeing that you're gonna have multiple case hits. So while the process of curation the case
That's exactly
there,
right.
they might miss one. It might not have 6, but it will have 5 or 4
It
or
will-
3.
well-
but it will have one no matter what.
And all these products are going to get Breakers Delight SKUs. I
Which
mean,
is
Panini never did that. There's no
No.
Breaker Delight.
No.
So, I mean, to me, as a breaker, having that and having cases of it, and I'm guaranteed less things to have to sort, less base card. I have all hits, all premium cards, different variations, and the case it, and I can fly through a case in less than an hour.
It's just a ton of value. You know, a lot of times we look at, and we all see it. I mean, it can't be ignored. You look at obviously the cost of some of these products is going up.
Yes.
But with that cost, the question you got to ask yourself is the value matching what I'm spending?
100%.
And I have to say it's beyond there. So, you know, in the
100%.
past, it was like, what, 2 autos a box? You either hit the good auto or you didn't.
Yeah.
If not, have a nice day.
There's tons of value within the product, just with the short prints,
Absolutely.
the buybacks. I mean, it's something to look forward to. And Topps also acknowledged the rising costs of hobby boxes. They're actively working on trying to make that, I don't know about a fix, but trying to work with
More
the general public,
accessible.
more accessible to people. Because it has gotten to the point where not everybody can afford the hobby box, and we might
Yes.
have to go into the entry level products, or maybe not dabble in Chrome and dabble in NBA hoops. But they are actively working on trying to better that situation.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, we are in a very healthy, I want to say, we're in a very healthy moment right now for the hobby
Oh, yeah. I
where,
agree.
I think at least either holding cards or flipping cards or just getting into the hobby right now, like economic wise, it's very, very stable.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of downside as it was a couple of years ago. We all know. I mean, I'm pretty sure.
Sure. We've been around long enough. You're going to see the ups and the downs.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
It's any market.
I feel like at this point we're like very.
We're in a boom.
very-
No question.
No
We're
question.
in a
We
boom.
just- We beat the SP 500, so it doesn't get better. than
The
that.
best part is the best products haven't even been dropped.
Yeah.
And we're already in a boom. So this is the beginning, the ground floor. And, this has been a perfect episode because, people that see you at shows, we see you buying a lot of cards. The purpose of this episode and the questions that I have for you, one of the things that appealed to me, because, you came in the store the first time and, I knew your reputation, Imperial Pullz, he buys a lot of cards, he's a heavy buyer. But as you and I got to working together and doing deals, and the same with Miss Vanessa, what dawned on me, right? I said, this guy is a collector. This guy loves the hobby. Those are the people that I connect with.
Absolutely.
I mean, anybody, a lot of times nowadays, is like, the guys don't even know who it is. All they know is
Try to make
there's
a buck.
a direct comp. They
I
have
think
no idea
that's
who the
a
guy is.
Perfect segue into what the whole weekend focused on. So Topps' big initiative this year is the joy of collecting.
Yep.
And I think too many people have gotten away from it. They've seen the big dollar signs and they've forgotten what brought them into the hobby in the first place. And it's to
And guess what?
love what it is that you riff and what you collect.
I'm going to be the first guy to raise my hand and say I was on that path. And this weekend, and a little bit before that, I want to say like 5 years ago, I sold my entire PC.
You told me.
Watching the movement that's been going on has reinvigorated my love for collecting, where I dusted off the old showcases, moved boxes around, and started my PC again.
I can attest to that part.
Yeah, he's my number one benefactor to
You cracked
the
shop,
Ron
Cesar.
PC. But what I also did, I don't know if you guys saw, but one of the things was appealing to and sharing the hobby with people who don't know it yet. You know, because a lot of guys come in and they haven't been around as long as we do. They don't know what a different parallel is and all that stuff. So I actually got my girlfriend her first card.
I saw that.
She had just posted the other day. She loves cherry blossoms.
Cherry blossom.
Loves cherry blossoms. Just posted a picture, you know, up north, the cherry blossoms in bloom. And my buddy Pat from California, Pat's Pullz, shout out, brought some Otanis for me to look at. And one was the cherry blossom. I was like, this is going to be the perfect Easter gift to give to someone who's never collected a card.
Definitely very
So,
thoughtful.
you know, with that said, I want to segue over.
To Vanessa.
Well, before we get to Vanessa, we want to segue over to pop culture. And what's the first pop? Oh, look what we have here. And this is Miss Vanessa's forte. So, Vanessa, I'm going to segue you in because I know, you know, I obviously met you through Cesar. And one of the first times you guys were in the store, one of the other things I love about Cesar and Vanessa is when they show up to buy in the store, they always bring cards for sale and trade. Not everybody does that, but as a shop owner, I mean, we want to buy stuff too, and we like cards too. So don't misunderstand me. We love you coming into the shop and buying, but when you bring stuff with you, so Cesar always got his box, and you look through his box, and it's, you know, all these fire cards. And then Vanessa comes in, and she's got her own luggage suitcase. So I'm like, oh, great. Let's take a peek through there, and maybe there's a few things that we can pick up for the shop. And then Vanessa just drops bomb Pokemon cards. And most importantly, I don't see, you are, I think, the only one that I've met so far that exclusively not only deals with Disney, but loves the Disney products.
I think I never left the little girl stage.
Yep.
I'm still there. I just love everything with Disney.
That's
And
awesome.
Specifically, now that you guys are talking about tops, it's tops that I like.
So I don't know if did you see these? These we talked about a little bit. So I forget the actual type of Japanese artwork, but
These are the sketches, no?
This is not a sketch.
it's not a
It's
sketch.
a specific Japanese artwork.
It's
I can't think of the name right now.
I'll look it up, but it's a specific style of Japanese art that they actually, from what I understood, the product development manager was speaking about, you know, actually traveling and making sure that they authentically matched the artwork.
Right, it had to be
Wow.
culturally appropriate. So they worked hand in hand with Disney to get approved. I mean, I can't imagine how many hours went through each character
Oh,
that got the
100%.
And
specific.
it's beautiful.
It is. So that's one case hit. We spoke a little bit earlier. There's actual
One-on-one sketches.
artist renditions from like
They
top
hired
Disney artists.
So like from Disney inside, these sketches came from. I don't know if we have it on the slide, but they showed us one. I don't know if we can talk about it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It was the Elsa.
Ooh.
So the
Ooh.
artist that created Elsa has a sketch. It was one of the most beautiful
really
things
pretty
that
card.
I've ever seen. I can imagine that card for a sketch will be 20,000 or more, if the person wanted
Probably
to resell
more.
it.
I think it
Yeah.
exceeds that, buddy.
Yeah.
I think,
Probably
I
more.
think it
I'll be
exceeds
fully
that.
honest with you.
Conservatively,
I don't
for
know
a
if you've seen
sketch.
this. We're talking about a sketch.
For a
Sketch
sketch.
was handily made.
Right, by the artist, the
Exactly.
original creator.
So this was one of the gifts that I got for her. Obviously, like she said, the kid and her
It's never left me.
has never left it. So this is obviously printed by Topps. That it's a Sapphire selection, obviously a case hit out of Disney Sapphire,
One of one.
Topps Chrome. It's a Papadasha 101.
Can we zoom in
Moana.
on that guy?
And to get a 10 is near impossible with those.
So this is a $15,000 card. And we're talking about a printed card. This
Right.
never really touched the actual artist.
Imagine.
So if this is a $15,000 card, I'm pretty
Listen.
confident to say that would definitely be somewhere around $30,000-$40,000.
Very well. I mean,
Very well,
the
yeah.
big issue with the sketch cards ultimately comes with the handling. They're very hard to gem. So I actually collect a lot of sketch cards. I'm a monster nerd. So if you come to my room, I still have all my sketches. I've never sold them. So that's one thing that I still find extreme joy in collecting because it's unique.
Yes.
But they're very hard to gem. So I have a few PSA 10s.
So
that I've
you
actually
guys
created
gave us
myself.
all the facts. Vanessa, who's the character?
Who's the what? I'm sorry.
Who's the character on the card?
Oh, it's Moana.
Moana. So as a guy like me, I'm not a pop guy. That's I'm not a Disney guy. So what show is she from? Why do you
It's a
like
movie.
her?
The movie Moana.
Moana.
Can you let Vanessa say? We obviously Diego is a big fan of the movie.
I
Um,
like,
but-
I like Disney.
I'm not, I'm
But I
not
want to
a
know from
sport
Ms.
guy,
Vanessa,
but I love
why
it.
is this card? Why is this card? Obviously, Cesar gave it to you, but why is the character in the card special to you?
To be honest, I really love the movie Moana, and one of the things that really catches my attention, whether it's like the featuring song, like the main song,
Mhm.
it's very family oriented. Him and I actually have the Ohana tattoos.
And there it is.
Yeah, that's
So it's the connection. So the
Yeah.
joy of collecting is moments
It's
like that
moments like
where you can take a family favorite movie and own a piece of it.
Turn it into a piece.
Oh,
I
Ohana.
mean, that's what
I
it's
mean,
all about.
It
Absolutely.
doesn't
That's
get
what
any
it's all
better.
about.
Like you were saying, there's a lot of people who lost their way into the hobby
That's
and
right.
make it into a dollar
That's right.
sign. I
And-
mean, me personally, being a sport guy, which
Yep.
is most likely what I specialize in, the fact of being able to go to Disneyland, bring my kids,
Sure.
buy a card, take it, have a character sign it.
that's what I was gonna
It's a
say.
special
We
moment.
take cards to Disney,
That's
even
awesome.
base cards, and we get them signed.
But
We give them
character.
away
by
to the kids.
That's
character.
awesome.
Yeah.
So this is obviously a newer movie.
Yes.
My kids are grown. The last thing I watched
yeah,
was
yeah.
Frozen, like 10,000 times. Finding Nemo was on constant repeat.
I'm pretty sure you know who that guy is.
I know Mickey Mouse.
Thank God.
I definitely know Mickey Mouse.
That's
so
another gift
so
for her.
That
so
was
let,
Valentine's
let's have a
Day
look at this. So
That
this
was
is out
Valentine's
of
gift.
2025 Disney Sapphire, and that is autographed,
to 5.
It's a $7,000 card, no?
numbered to 5.
Yes, it is a $7,000 coin.
The
Shout out
character
to Grant.
behind it all.
Shout out to Grant from Backers. Good friend of mine. He allowed me to take that one out of his PC for my wife's PC.
A beautiful card. So what are you storing these beautiful high-end cards? Do you have any special?
I actually do.
You do.
Basically, I decided to register and trademark my own brand, which is MagVault. These are my slab mags. They're metal mags where they protect the cards. They're magnetic too, where you
They're
can
UAV,
UV.
UV
Right.
patterns, all of
They
that.
have UV protection and they have they're shatterproof. I have these and I also have these, which are the
Phantom.
phantom displays. Thank you. Phantom displays where you can just stick them inside with the slab mags included as well or without them. And they're just prettier.
Do those stand on their own?
They do.
Boom. That's awesome.
They do.
Now, say, for example, I'm a collector and I wanted to acquire some of these. Off the top of your head, one place where you could find them?
The only place they're available right now,
Let's
it's MVP.
go, baby. MVP exclusive. You heard it here first. These are in stock, guys. We reloaded after the show. We had a ton out that sold very fast.
Yeah.
So we did restock. Vanessa was nice enough to bring us some more. They are available. So
I'm gonna need a red one.
Diego's got a red
We
one
got
on
you.
order.
Yeah.
So Diego gets upcharged.
What you got? What you got that you want to put on a red one?
I got a very, very exclusive Spidey sketch
Ooh.
and a PSA 10 with a 10 auto from the artist.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Actually, I might need a red one.
So
I'm tired
we-
of this blue one.
We touched on Disney. Do you have any plans in the future of branching out? Some of the things that I saw, and Diego, you can help me fill in the blanks. Marvel, I saw Fantastic Four,
Oh, that's gonna be insane.
which looked gorgeous. I saw Mars Attacks Entertainment.
So allegedly that'll be next year. They're 2 or 3 years behind on that IP. for whatever reason.
One of the other big ones I saw, and I know this kind of ties into Disney, right? Is Star Wars?
Yeah.
Is
they
it
own
Star Wars Disney now?
Next year is
Mm.
going to be the big one. Next year's the 50th anniversary. So they
she
promised.
does have Star Wars.
I do have.
There it is.
Why haven't
And
you
she
shared that? with
does
I do have
have
Star Wars.
Marvel, but we own only 3 Marvel cards.
Got it.
So we
me? I
own
don't see none of it.
2024 Topps Chrome Sapphire, Spider-Man Red Autograph.
Nice.
It's a PSA 9 out of 10. We also own the Wolverine 1 of 1. I think it's the 75th anniversary. And we own a Hulk
So you have some Marvel
Sapphire
cards.
Selection Red to 5.
So in the future, if I'm a Marvel guy like Diego and I'm a Star Wars guy, potential I could find some
Yep.
in your showcase
That's
that
a
shows?
fact.
100%.
Awesome. One of the sickest cards that I've seen. So Star Wars for me is Return of the Jedi. So I'm like 9 years old in the movie theater and I'm loving it. So this card was 10 autographs. It was a book card. And it was all the Return of the Jedi.
Carrie Fisher.
Vader, Carrie Fisher, Han Solo, Luke, Chewbacca. I don't know the new guys, but I'm not a big Star Wars guy, but I wanted that
No.
one. Just an absolute.
So what makes that card
Sick
extra
card.
special? A lot of those actors are no longer around.
Yeah.
They passed
No.
away.
Yep.
So they're sticker autos, as you would guess, but those had to have come from some secret vault that they're holding, because there's no more Chewbacca, there's no more Princess Leia.
Right.
A lot of them are gone.
They're not there to be
Yeah.
able to sign.
James Earl
so-
Jones is gone. So I mean, those are very special because you're seeing the end of whatever it is that they
Sure.
have,
Right.
and to put that into a product as a one-on-one is absolutely insane. I mean, as a Star Wars fan, that's a monster grail.
Yeah, of course.
All right, I got one final question for everybody. So obviously we touched on a lot today. So I want you to take not the vendor, not the shop owner point of view, the collector's lens. What are you most excited about dropping in the coming months?
I already know her answer.
Exactly.
I want to hear it though. What's it?
Disney.
Disney. So Disney Chrome or just all Disney?
Everything. from Disney.
Everything Disney. You got it. What do you got? What are you most excited about? Are you feeling the football or you're
I do
feeling the
like the
hoops?
football. I do like the football. I like the fact that they did this gold 1-of-1 shields. That's
Did we talk about how the shields work?
So yeah, the shields they were worn.
They're all
this
game
past
worn.
Season, all
They're
game worn
game
worn
because they
by
won the
MVP,
MVP, Rookie
Offensive
of the
Player
Year.
of the Year,
Yep.
Defensive Player
Yep.
of the Year. So that I'm obviously excited about. What I'm most excited about is the fact that we don't know about obviously basketball Topps Chrome debut.
Mhm. They're
Because
wearing the patches. They got the
That's what
They
I'm
do
patches
have,
on.
so in Topps
Yeah.
Chrome
So
update,
that's what I'm
Cooper
saying.
Flag and Concanoople will have their debut patches signed
It's in
on.
Topps
That's
Chrome
what
update.
I'm saying.
It's
Those
an
might
update.
be the
It's
most
an
There's going to be an
expensive
update.
cards in the history.
So
of
baseball
all
has
sports.
Topps Chrome update. Basketball's going to have the
Have
same thing.
So that's
I'm
what saying.
assuming
That'll be
football.
at the end of the year. Football will probably be next year.
Yeah.
So this year they are including the premier patches in regular Chrome. I don't think that'll be a normal.
My thing is, if they're gonna do that an update, right? They're gonna give it to the rookies.
Yep.
Yep.
Rookie debut patches.
Yep.
So when is it again?
Would they give that to the veteran patches?
So I think the vets will get their MVPs. So however
So we don't
basketball
know
does
that.
it,
Well,
we
there's
don't know
only
yet.
there's only
Yeah.
one MVP.
So then
there's
that
only one
person-
One
MVP.
MVP.
Right.
But then you also have potentially, I don't know if they have to decide that or not. They have done it.
You could do Defensive Player of the Year. There's Six-Man
Player of
Award.
the Year,
Do they get
six-man award.
patches? Is there an actual
They
patch
do.
that they do wear? So
Guess
then-
what else they get? So this year's, it was probably going to be last year for LeBron James
Mhm.
being an All-Star. You actually got to see what NBA did for LeBron James
Mhm.
patch. It's a 23rd All-Star patch
Yeah, so
for LeBron James.
So I mean, I would be a betting man and say I'm gonna say they're gonna go after that.
If they're going to go after that,
I
that's what I'm
guarantee.
saying.
I
That will
guarantee.
be potentially another 5, 6, 7, 8,
So
9, 10 million
Caesar-
dollars.
Very
Caesar's obviously most excited
So
about the basketball.
I do want to mention Caesar. They have 23 programs planned for the rest of this year into next year for this class for basketball, and there's 6 programs planned for football since it's a shortened year
There's a lot.
for the 2025 class throughout the rest of the year.
So that's all the product. The one thing that we are missing, and we're about to learn about it very fast. When is the date for the NFL draft?
think it's the end of the month.
So this month.
Yeah.
Right?
So it will drop this.
So we've seen
Chrome's the 15th.
we've seen Tops Now before. So this is going to be the first time on stage at the draft. The players are going to be signing
Wow.
Tops Now at the draft live.
That's crazy.
Yep. As soon as they go up, shake the commissioner's hand, get their jersey,
Sign
get
a
the
Topps
picture,
Now
they're
card.
You
gonna
get your
sign
live
their
on
jersey, you
stage.
get your car, baby.
So
Let's get it.
definitely.
I mean, closer to the action than that, I don't think you're gonna get.
So you were with me all weekend, right? Or all week? What was you most excited about seeing? Everything you saw.
That's tough.
What brought out the camera? I was sitting next to him, buddy. So there wasn't a lot of photos that were being taken.
But there was
But
a few of those.
There
that
was a moment
Yep.
where the camera came out. So tell the
So-
truth, or I'm gonna make you pull your phone out.
To me, it was when I mean this must have been planned out, but it was so well done. I didn't know there was acting involved at all, but they were showing the slides for the premiere patches, and all of the premiere patches were signed except one. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. And then the guest hosts were speaking about it, like, hey, is there any reason why the Tet McMillan patch isn't signed? And everybody looked up and they're like, oh yeah, it's not signed. So the CEO, Mike Mahan, was like, let me make a phone call. And he's like, this is ridiculous. And he gets a phone call, he gets going, pulls up FaceTime, and there's Tet right on FaceTime, and you could see him clear on his phone.
Wow.
And he's like, hey, bro, when
That's
can you
pretty
come
cool.
over and sign your premiere patch card? He's like, oh, hold on a minute. And then all of a sudden, you just hear scuffling and walking, and then the crowd starts erupting, and here he comes, right up on the stage,
Oof.
waves to everybody, shakes hands with Mike, and then all of a sudden the pen comes out, they put him at the table, all the people there are witnessing it, he signs it, and then boom, done. I mean, that was one of the coolest things that I've ever seen, to see a player sign his card. I've never seen that before. It's the first time in my life. I've seen so many things in the hobby, and to see an actual NFL player sign his best card
Yeah, it's
ever
pretty cool.
made, that
Pretty
blew
cool.
me away.
That's different because
Yeah.
normally that gets done behind curtains.
Yep,
Yeah,
live,
that
but
blew me
it,
away,
it was
man.
pretty awesome. So phones definitely came out. So obviously there is a ton of stuff to be excited about for existing collectors, for new collectors. If you're just getting into the hobby,
Still time.
come down, plenty of time. Come down and see us, visit with any of the team members. We're happy to sit with you, talk you through different products, show you around the shop. It's fun for us. We enjoy doing it. It's never a burden. So don't be shy about asking us questions. We enjoy doing it. The big product release, so the one I'm most excited about, I'm going to drop it now. April 15th, Topps Chrome will be in the shop. Topps Chrome, football, hobbies, jumbos, value boxes, and megas will be available. We're going to do an event, so more information will be posted on that. June 6th is our next show, Jensen Beach Card Show. And once again, let me take a peek at these. If you like to keep your cards looking pretty, Disney or sports, we've got MagVault cards in the shop and available. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for being a great guest.
Awesome.
Thank you,
so
Ms.
much for having
Vanessa.
us here.
And see you guys soon.
Bye.